I'm Braden Arnold, Beta Theta Pi at the University of Alabama, and it's not an easy decision, but I will be voting for Donald J. Trump.
Bitch, am I a trip? Or they done went up on the fucking light bill or something, because bitch, every time I turn around, that motherfucker $500. Now, Georgia Power, I don't know what type of shit y'all got going on, but y'all gonna stop motherfucker overcharging me.
Emma, have you noticed that your power bill's just going up and up and up and up? I swear to y'all, ours seems like it's just getting higher every month.
I just need someone to explain something to me. I live in Alabama, and my utility bill usually averages between $200, $250 a month. Can someone please explain to me how my utility bill went from $250 a month to $696 this month? Could someone just please explain that to me?
And so they say that choices all have consequences, and if you make a bed, then you must lie on it. Hello good people, welcome back to another episode of our YouTube channel. This is Awake in Africa, and I'm your host Bemo. It is my pleasure to be back here having a conversation with you once again. And Alabama MAGA supporters just came out crying, saying how Trump messed them up. The power bills just skyrocketed by almost more than $100. They largely voted for Trump, and now he came forward and cut off the federal assistance. I'm sorry to say this, but Alabama Trump supporters, or the Alabama people, because of course this is not going to only affect the Alabama MAGA supporters, but all of these people in Alabama. So there was a letter that was going viral from Hartsville Utilities, and I'd like us to watch these reaction videos from these different creators reacting to this letter and reacting to these people from Alabama crying over the increase in, or the skyrocketed bills, the skyrocketed power bills. But before that, guys, I'd like to ask you, most definitely, if you're new to this channel, kindly make sure that you subscribe. Let us become a family, let us become a community. Number two, make sure that you like this video, so that the YouTube algorithm can be favorable to me, and this video is going to be pushed or suggested to as many people as possible. Number three, make sure that you turn on post notifications, so that every time I post a new video, you'll be the first person to get notified about it. Don't forget to share this message. Don't forget to leave a comment, because I like us to have a conversation about this. But right about now, let us jump straight to it, and I'll be back with more analysis on this video.
Accounts have been debited. They're just taking money out of people's accounts as part of their utility bill. Oh, Trump cut off all that money. That's been helping pay your utility bill, Alabama. And so now we're going to start taking all that money back. And by the way, you owe. You owe. You have to pay money more than you have been, not only for your additional bills. You have to pay back what Trump is no longer allowing to be spent. And that, Alabama utility customers finding, hundreds of dollars taken out of their account in the middle of winter, right? I mean, I guess it's a small story in the grand scheme of things, given what's going on in our whole country. But for people in Alabama, that's a real and immediate and hugely expensive thing that is very obviously Donald Trump's fault.
We love a great FAFO moment, and I have another one for you. First, some background. 65% of the state of Alabama voted for Donald Trump. Alabama is in the top 10 poorest states in the United States related to federal poverty level. While many of these voters sit behind their computers and celebrate Elon Musk cutting waste, little did they know it was going to impact them. This week, over 250 residents in Huntsville, Alabama received a notice from their electric company that they were going to have to pay an additional $100 surcharge. The explanation for this was that Donald Trump's recent executive order ended a $1 million grant to the utilities company to help these customers pay for their electric bill. Leaders in Alabama are furious because they said this is counterintuitive to Donald Trump's promise to lower energy costs. Tots and pairs.
In the latest episode of Fuck Around and Find Out, we have Alabama finding out that that credit that they were receiving for those electric bills was coming from federal funds that Don Don has turned off and has not turned back on and doesn't look like he will be turning back on. So we're looking at about 2,000 homes. So roughly about 225 people have already received their letter in the mail stating that that credit that they once received on their electric bill, which was roughly about $100, they will no longer be receiving, and it will be debited, and they will need to be paying it back. Now, there's tons of videos of people saying, oh, wait, but no. Again, once we check the voter rolls and the statistics of that state, we see that that was a very big Don Don supporter, so you all absolutely got what you were asking for. You wanted him, and you wanted him to weed out all of that government spending. Well, here we are. This money absolutely came from the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act that basically came from the Department of Health and Human Services. And this is for low-income home energy assistance programs is how they were using this money. Now, we are definitely in a constitutional crisis because Congress has already awarded this money that they are over here withholding. That's how they're saying that they have found all of this government spending that was wasteful and whatnot, just by not turning on money that was already awarded to programs like this. So you're looking at elderly, you're looking at children that will not have electricity come in the coming months because why? $100 will absolutely bankrupt people who are living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, ends barely waving at each other, nonetheless meeting. And the fact that we are looking at people whose total income is less than 150% below the federal poverty line.
Where is the leopards ate my face, lady? Some residents in Huntsville, Alabama received this letter today from Huntsville Utilities. Dear customer, this letter informs you that your above referenced utility account has been debited for $100. Community Action Agency of Huntsville/Madison and Limestone counties has notified us that the grant you received for $100 on January 23rd, 2025 is no longer valid due to President Trump's executive order to rescind the funding behind the grant. The grant you received for $100 has been debited to your account and will be due with your next invoice. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience. So much for slashing energy costs in half for consumers, right? Because that's what Trump promised.
All right. Cool. $50 million, no problem.
I want 20 million in 50.
20 million in 50.
20 million in 20.
20 million in 20s.
And 10 million in 10.
And 10 million in 10s.
It seems like now that the red states, as we predicted and knew was going to happen, seem to be suffering the most at the moment from Daddy Dumpy Pence's policies. They seem to be screaming the loudest. And as I said in the previous video, I can have compassion for you, but you guys are going to have to go through it because this is what you asked for. So, go through it.
I'm already going through a lot of shit right now. Leave me the fuck alone.
Right.
Real shit.
It's true.
Fuck, going snatch what? What?
Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise.
Okay, good people, allow me to say this. Maybe Trump doesn't want the federal government to spend on utility bills. Maybe. So he went to those people who are enjoying such incentives and he took it away. Because I think they do enjoy from the funding, from the executive. I mean, Trump signed an executive order to cut off funding to utility companies, including home energy assistance. So I want to say this. If you're surprised by these Alabama citizens coming out saying that Trump is being unfair to them, just remember that 65% of them voted unanimously for Donald Trump. 65% of Alabama voted for Trump overwhelmingly, right? So they had been promised by Trump himself that he was going to lower the energy costs. But this is not the case because over 2,000 homes already are affected, and it looks like Mr. Trump is not going to switch on the lights anytime soon. So Trump's administration is saying to be cutting off wastage, but they're after social programs, and Americans living from paycheck to paycheck are going to suffer. They're not going to afford this, of course. If we just being honest with each other, they're not going to be able to afford to pay for this stuff because, okay, let's say for the cost of utility bills has been on the rise for ages now, and citizens are at a dilemma to choose between keeping the power at home, right, buying food, or paying the rent. All these are important because you can't live in a house that is not powered, right? You can't live in a house in an empty stomach. You need to buy food, right? And after eating, you need a place to stay, right? So you must pay rent, and if you're paying rent, then you need power. So definitely you must pay for power. So right now they're at a crossroads. They don't know what to do. It's either they choose to pay rent and food and leave alone power, or if they want to consume power and they want to use power. Power is so much essential in our day-to-day life. So you can't overlook power over food, and you can't overlook food over power. So all of them are important, but right now they are at a crossroads, trying to understand or trying to gauge between these three. Should I pay rent? Should I buy food? Should I pay for power? So I always say this on this MAGA content, and it surprises me. Why would someone who loves him or herself, vote or do something against their own best interest? Because voting against your own best interest is just diabolical, making other people suffer just because of your ignorance. Because for that 5% that voted for Kamala, right, these people are now suffering the same as the 65% that voted for Trump. So they are suffering at the expense of the 65% who voted for Trump. Their ignorance, So this is what they asked for. And back home in Africa, there is a proverb that says, you cannot harvest coconuts from a mango tree. You can never harvest coconuts from a mango tree, or you cannot expect an elephant to give birth to a rat. An elephant will give birth to an elephant, and a mango tree will always give a mango fruit and not a coconut fruit. All right. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that Trump supporters should not expect good things or a smoother life, yet they voted for someone who cares less about their social well-being. And it's that simple. Trump doesn't care about the common American citizen social being. So if you guys went ahead and voted for someone who doesn't care about you, then whom do you think is going to care about you? It's something that you guys need to sit down and rethink, and maybe next time when you're voting in the midterms, maybe choose someone who's going to fight for you, someone who has your interest at heart, someone who understands your pain, someone who understands how it feels to be a low-income citizen. Because most of these people in Hartsville or in Alabama are low-income earners. They live from paycheck to paycheck. They even live below the line, the poverty, below the poverty level standard that has been set by the federal government. So it means that these are people who they themselves are poor, but they don't love themselves. So people should prioritize themselves more. People should prioritize their well-being more. People should love themselves. People should prioritize their best interest, their self-interest, and not voting out of being emotional or being just delusional because you just love Trump, because Trump is going to save America, because Trump is going to make America great again. It doesn't work out like that. Even the laws of the universe will tell you that. If you go against your best interest, then of course the universe will follow the same. You don't expect to do something that is going to hurt you, and you want the universe to protect you. It definitely can't. So guys, we've reached the end of our video, and if you've reached here, then big ups to yourself, and I must commend you and thank you for always supporting me, especially the returning subscribers. Don't forget to subscribe, because I'd like us to be a family and be a community. And if you subscribe, turn on post notifications, because every day I post new videos so that you can be the first person to get to watch them. Make sure that we keep this conversation going on in the comments, and I expect to interact with you more in the comment section. Share this message with your brothers and sisters so that we can all get this message and get enlightened, because this is Awakened Africa. I like to see you in my next video. It's been your boy Bemu, and at this point, let me say peace out.